If your dog licks you, you probably think it's just love. It's not that simple. Here's what's actually going on in your dog's brain every time they do this. A few years ago, a friend of mine had one of the worst days of his life. He was sitting on his kitchen floor crying, phone in hand, completely alone. And then his dog, who'd been sleeping in the other room, got up, walked over, and just sat there licking his hand over and over until he finally calmed down. He always told people he just knew. And honestly, the science says he might be right. Because what your dog is doing when they lick you isn't random. It's not just slobber. It's one of the oldest forms of communication a dog has. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what your dog is trying to tell you every time they do it. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're breaking down one of the most common and most misunderstood dog behaviors out there, licking. We're going deep into the science, the psychology, and a few signs most owners completely miss. Let's start at the very beginning. And hey, if you're new here, consider subscribing. It really helps the channel grow. And it starts, the puppy origin. This behavior doesn't start with you as an adult dog. It starts back in puppyhood, as an instinct originally used to ask for food from a caregiver. It's one of the very first bonding behaviors a dog ever learns, wired in before their eyes even fully open. And when a puppy comes home to you, that same instinct gets redirected straight at the person now feeding, comforting, and raising them. Carried into your relationship. As your dog grows, that licking behavior doesn't disappear, it just changes purpose. Instead of asking for food, it becomes a way of maintaining the bond between the two of you. A greeting when you walk through the door. A way of checking in. A way of saying, "You're mine," every time you sit down on the couch. When your dog licks you, they're running that same ancient bonding instinct just aimed entirely at you. Domestication's role. Thousands of years of domestication reinforce this even further. Dogs that stayed close, affectionate, and communicative with the humans around them were more likely to be kept, fed, and cared for. Licking became one of the clearest ways a dog could say, "I trust you, and I want to stay close to you," in a language humans could actually understand. Interestingly, wolves, the ancestors of every dog alive today, show this same licking behavior toward pack leaders in the wild. Domestication didn't invent the instinct. It just redirected it from a wolf pack to your living room. The information gathering theory, a built-in chemical sensor. Here's something most people don't know. A dog's tongue isn't just for taste. It works alongside their sense of smell to gather detailed chemical information. Your skin holds traces of sweat, salt, hormones, and whatever you've touched throughout the day. Reading your day. When your dog licks your hands after you've been outside, they're essentially reading a scent report. Some researchers believe dogs can detect subtle chemical shifts tied to stress hormones, like cortisol, meaning your dog might genuinely be able to tell when you've had a hard day, just from how you taste and smell. The vomeronasal organ. Dogs also have something called a vomeronasal organ, sometimes called the Jacobson's organ, located in the roof of their mouth. It's specialized for picking up pheromones and chemical signals, and licking helps deliver those scent particles directly to it. Snakes use a version of this same organ when they flick their tongue in the air, which is why it looks so similar. Your dog is essentially doing a slower, more affectionate version of the same thing. So in a very real sense, your dog is gathering data about you every time they lick. But this next one might be the most surprising reason yet. The emotional and calming side, self-soothing behavior. Licking isn't just about you, it's also about your dog's own nervous system. The act of licking releases endorphins, which have a calming, almost meditative effect on dogs. It's part of why you'll often see dogs licking themselves, their bedding, or their owners during moments of mild stress. Reading your emotions. There's also growing evidence that dogs are highly attuned to human emotional states. Studies on canine cognition have shown dogs can distinguish between happy and distressed human facial expressions and vocal tones. If your dog tends to lick you more when you're upset, crying, or anxious, it may not be a coincidence. Some behaviorists interpret this as a dog trying to soothe you using the same calming behavior that soothes them. A shared calming loop. This creates what some trainers describe as a shared calming loop. Your dog licks, their own stress lowers, and if you respond by petting or relaxing, your stress lowers too. It's a two-way emotional exchange, even if it doesn't look like much from the outside. Not just a dog thing. This kind of self-soothing through licking isn't unique to dogs either. Cats groom themselves for similar stress relief reasons, and even primates like chimpanzees use grooming to calm each other down and reinforce social bonds. Licking is just your dog's version of that same universal comfort behavior. The attention-seeking angle. Learned behavior. Now here's the less romantic explanation sometimes. Licking is just a learned button press. If your dog licks you and you laugh, talk to them, pet them, or even push them away with attention, you've just rewarded that behavior. Dogs are incredibly fast learners when it comes to cause and effect. Testing the pattern. You can actually test this yourself. Try completely ignoring a lick, no eye contact, no reaction versus responding warmly. Most owners notice their dog quickly figures out which response gets a reaction and adjusts their behavior accordingly. The warning sign most owners miss: when licking becomes excessive. This is the part most videos on this topic skip entirely. While occasional licking is completely normal, excessive or compulsive licking can be a sign of underlying anxiety, stress, or even physical discomfort. Context matters. If your dog licks you nonstop, especially in new environments, around unfamiliar people, or during loud events like thunderstorms or fireworks, it may not be affection at all. It could be a coping mechanism for a dog that's overwhelmed. When to pay closer attention. Some signs worth watching for alongside excessive licking, pacing, yawning outside of tiredness, lip licking without food nearby, or avoiding eye contact. Together, these can point to a dog that's anxious rather than simply loving on you. If this sounds like your dog, it may be worth mentioning to your vet or a certified trainer, especially if it's a sudden change in behavior. So the next time your dog licks you, pay attention to the context. Is it a quick greeting, a long, repetitive session during a stressful moment, or something in between? Understanding the why behind it can tell you a lot more about your dog's emotional world than you'd expect from something so simple. If you learned something new today, let me know in the comments which reason surprised you most. And if you want more videos breaking down dog behavior like this, hit subscribe. I've got a lot more of these coming.